Welcome back to our channel. It is a wild Tuesday night, and I am absolutely buzzing with adrenaline. Grab a snack and a drink because we have some massive General Hospital news to break down right now. I cannot believe we are finally here. I am literally typing this at 2 a.m. after reading the latest General Hospital summer preview, and I am just so overwhelmed with emotions right now. Jason Morgan is coming back. Steve Burton is officially returning to our screens on July 13th, and it is going to be the legendary 16,000th episode of the show. I mean, I have been watching this soap since the early 2000s, and I can tell you right now that there is absolutely no one better to anchor a massive milestone episode like this than Jason. But guys, the spoilers are saying he is not the same Jason we know and love. And honestly, I am terrified but also so incredibly hyped. We have been waiting since March when the WSB dragged him away, and the wait has been pure torture. Because let's be real for a second. Why does Jason always have to be the sacrificial lamb for everyone else's mistakes? I am still so incredibly frustrated about how he left. He took the fall for Rocco Falconeri shooting Ross Cullum. I get it, okay? Rocco is Dante's kid, he's Sonny's grandson, he's family. But Jason literally threw his entire life away, abandoned Danny again, just to protect a teenager who made a terrible, albeit desperate decision. Am I the only one who is sick and tired of Jason always throwing himself on the grenade? He has done this his entire life. Remember when he took the fall for crimes he didn't commit back in the 90s and 2000s just to keep Sonny out of prison? Yeah, didn't work then either. It just caused more trauma for everyone involved. And now we find out from Jack Brennan, who, by the way, I am still totally side-eyeing even if he is having this weirdly intriguing flirtation with Nina Reeves, that Jason has been held at a literal black site in Jakarta. A WSB black site. Do you know what kind of psychological and physical torture happens at those places? Anna Devane just got out of a facility in France, and she is completely changed, so just imagine what they did to Jason in Jakarta. The spoilers say he endured extremely harsh conditions, and it honestly breaks my heart. He has survived being shot, being thrown into the harbor, being held captive by Victor Cassadine, being patient's 6 inches a Russian clinic. But this Jakarta black site sounds like it broke something fundamental inside of him. So what does changed even mean for Jason Morgan? The summer preview suggests his outlook will dramatically shift after this traumatic experience. Are we talking about a return to Jason Quartermaine? No, I don't think so. They tried that before and it's just not him anymore. But maybe we are finally getting a Jason who puts himself first? Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. If Jason puts himself first, that means he has to step back from the mob. And the spoilers are heavily hinting that he might actually choose to leave the mob behind. I am screaming. Half of me is throwing a party because the man deserves peace, but the other half is like, wait, Jason Morgan is the mob enforcer. How does Port Charles even function if Jason isn't wearing a black t-shirt and kicking down doors? But honestly, I think I am here for it. I really am. Because his priorities have to change. He has Danny to think about. Sam McCall is already so cautious about Jason's impact on Danny's life, and I completely agree with her. I know some people are loving the dangerous mobster dad aesthetic, but personally, I think Danny deserves a father who isn't constantly dodging bullets or being shipped off to international black sites. Jason's new journey is going to compel him to determine how he envisions his future, and if that future means steering clear of perilous situations that separate him from his loved ones, then maybe this Jakarta trauma was the harsh wake-up call he desperately needed to finally break free from the violence. Okay, back to the point. What does this mean for Sonny Corinthos? Because you know Sonny is going to lose his absolute mind. Sonny relies on Jason for everything. But the spoilers say Sonny will be making some bold moves in the next few months, and he actually desires a truce between Jason and, wait for it, Rick Lansing. Rick Lansing? I'm sorry, but what? I literally threw my phone when I read that. I've hated Rick Lansing's manipulative guts for years. Why on earth would Sonny want a truce between Jason and Rick? Those two have despised each other since the dawn of time. Rick has tried to destroy Sonny. He chained Carly in a panic room. He is pure chaos. And now Sonny wants them to play nice together? I mean, I guess it makes sense if Sonny is trying to consolidate his power while he goes to war with Jen Sidwell. Sonny is prepping for a massive battle. He just forced Ava Jerome into a tense meeting. ADA Justine Turner's life is at stake. The whole city is a war zone. So maybe Sonny needs all hands on deck. But the spoilers say Jason will continue to work for Sonny, albeit in a less perilous role. A less perilous role? What is Jason gonna do manage the books at Corinthos Coffee. Is he going to be Sunny's HR director? I am laughing just thinking about Jason sitting at a desk with a spreadsheet. But hey, if it keeps him out of WSB black sites and allows him to actually be a father to Danny, I will take it. And then there is the Danny situation. Spoilers say Jason will guide Danny towards adopting a more peaceful stance with Drew Kane. Oh my god. Drew Kane. Can we please talk about Drew for a second? I cannot stand Drew right now. The man is acting like a total cad, tormenting Alexis Davis, and he just literally fell into the Metro court pool because his paralytic wore off and he couldn't swim. Gio Palmieri had to save his life. And now Trina and Kai think Willow pushed him into the water. It is a complete circus. Why should Danny make peace with this guy? Drew has been nothing but a headache for everyone involved. I mean, the guy comes back, acts like a complete jerk, gets shot by Willow, and now he is just parading around like he owns the place. Danny shouldn't have to bow down to Drew just because Drew is family. But if Jason is the one asking him to do it, maybe Danny will finally listen. But I guess that is the new Jason Morgan showing through. The old Jason would have probably dangled Drew off the Metro Court roof for causing trouble, but this post-Jakarta Jason wants peace. He wants to break the cycle of violence for his son. It is actually really beautiful if you think about it. Jason is looking at Danny, seeing this angry teenager who is so desperate to connect with his father, and Jason is realizing that he cannot teach Danny to hate. He has to teach him to forgive. I might actually cry when I watch these scenes. Steve Burton is going to act the hell out of this material, I just know it, and we are going to see a softer, more emotionally intelligent side of Jason that we have rarely seen before. And we absolutely have to talk about how Jason's decisions will have repercussions for Britt Westbourne. The spoilers explicitly mention Britt. Right now, Britt is on the run in the British Virgin Islands with Rocco, and she is so incredibly sick. Her symptoms returned way faster than she imagined, and Rocco had to secretly send an SOS to Charlotte and Danny because Dante and Lulu's rescue attempt is probably going to tip off Cullum. If Jason is back and his perspective is altered, will he be the one to finally save Britt? Jason and Britt had such a profound connection before. I've always shipped them, and if Jason uses his new lease on life to rescue her from Cullum's trickery, I will be the happiest fan on earth. Speaking of Rocco, Jason's return means Jason is finally going to be exonerated in the shooting incident involving Cullum, which means Rocco is going to have to face the music. Rocco shot Cullum. It was self-defense, or defense of others, but it is still a massive deal for a kid to process. Jason is going to urge Rocco to seize a new beginning for himself. Jason knows exactly what it is like to have your entire life defined by one violent moment. He doesn't want Rocco to go down the same dark path that he did. He wants Rocco to put this troubling chapter behind him and actually live a normal life. It is going to be a tough pill for Rocco to swallow, especially since he is currently playing hero in the British Virgin Islands. But if anyone can get through to that stubborn kid, it is Jason Morgan. Because let's be real, Rocco is spiraling right now. He is hiding out in Tortola, watching Britt deteriorate, terrified that Ross Cullum is going to find them. Cullum is pulling all this slick deception at Windermere, holding Liesl and Jocelyn hostage. It is an absolute nightmare. Rocco needs a father figure who actually understands the weight of pulling a trigger. Dante is a cop. He sees things in black and white. But Jason? Jason lives in the gray. Jason can look Rocco in the eye and say, I have taken lives, and it costs you a piece of your soul. Do not become me. That is the exact kind of mentorship Rocco desperately needs right now to heal. This is exactly why I have been so emotionally invested in this show for over 2 decades. General Hospital knows how to weave these multi-generational stories. You have Jason, who was the Golden Boy Quartermain turned mob enforcer, now evolving into this wise, traumatized survivor. And he is passing those hard-learned lessons down to Danny and Rocco. It is brilliant writing. I know some fans in the forums are complaining that they want the old Stone Cold back, the guy who just shoots first and asks questions later. But honestly, characters have to grow. If Jason comes back from a WSB black site and just goes right back to standing silently behind Sunny while Sunny yells at people, it would be a massive waste of a storyline and a disservice to Steve Burton's acting chops. So mark your calendars for July 13th, people. The 16,000th episode. The splashdown of Jason Morgan. It is going to be cinematic. I am already preparing my snacks, my tissues, and my Twitter fingers because I am going to be live tweeting the entire thing. We are going to see Jason confront Sunny. We are going to see him reunite with Sam and Danny. We are going to see him deal with the ridiculous Rick Lansing drama, and hopefully, we are going to see him save Britt and Rocco from this absolute mess. This summer is shaping up to be a barn burner, and I am strapped in for the ride. Let me know in the comments if you guys are ready for this new, peaceful Jason, or if you are dreading it.